So in this video, we're going to look at our VLOOKUP function, and the first thing I'm going to do is make a copy of our original no-edit file. We want to make sure that if we're going to copy it, that we select that different option for create a copy. And I'm going to rename it VLOOKUP. Once I have it renamed, I'm going to go in and use a VLOOKUP function in this worksheet. So in cell A30, I'm going to type in the word company. In cell A31, I'm going to type in column, and then in A33, I'm going to type in VLOOKUP. And here I'm going to pick a company. In this case, I'm going to choose the company Yankee. The column number I'm going to use is 2. And our VLOOKUP function, that's going to look up a value based on those two inputs. So here we see our VLOOKUP function is going to have a lookup value, a table array, which column we're going to get it from, or the column index number, and then a range lookup is an optional choice. Well, our lookup value, what I'm trying to find is I'm going to use the company name in order to find something that's going to be in the second column. So our lookup value here is going to be equal to cell B30. So here for our table array, we're going to choose a value that's going to encompass that entire table. And in some cases, it may make sense to go ahead and leave off this first row here, this column headers row that we have. So I'm going to go down to cell A2. I'm going to hold down Control Shift and the down arrow. And the value we're looking for is going to be to the right. So I'm going to hold down Control Shift and the right arrow. And that's going to select our table. And so now we have that value, and then I want the column index number to be based on what we have in cell B31. In this case, it's going to choose the second column. And here I have it listed as B31 because I want it to choose the value or the column that's going to be in cell B31. And our range lookup is going to be kind of important. We want to make sure that we get an exact match. So I'm going to type in false here. And that's going to give us an exact match. If not, it will guess at what that value is if there's not an exact match. So if there's a spelling error, or if we were looking up numbers and there's one off, it'll choose a value closest to it. And when we hit enter here, it should look up the value for Yankee in the second column of this table. You notice that if we were to look at Yankee, this is the first column, this is the second column, it's going to choose that value, in this case an SIC code of 3433. If we were to change this to a different company, we should get a different SIC code. So I'm going to type in Zulu here. And you'll notice that that gave us the correct SIC code for Zulu of 5399. If I change it to Alpha, we'll see if that matches. And it looks like it is the SIC code here. If I were to change this column number to a 5, you'll notice that that'll pick from the fifth column. So the first column is company, the second column is SIC code, third, fourth, and stock price is the fifth column. And here you see that value. If we're not going to be the end user of this and we want to make this process a little bit easier, we can use data validation here. And in this case, I might just pull from a list. And now you'll notice that the user, by holding Alt and the down arrow, could choose from different options, and it would allow us to look up those values. In this case, the fifth column for stock prices. So our VLOOKUP function is going to be a way for us to quickly look up information that's in a table based on an organized list that we have.